Hi, my name is Heldana. Welcome to my web series, Heldana Has Three Questions. This month, I am so excited to share with you my chat with Tiemert Shimelis, founder of Unchaining Me. She's a writer, a YouTuber, a podcaster, a speaker, and a life coach. I can't even begin to tell you how much I love this woman who is so generous with her time, her wisdom, her knowledge. She's teaching us all how to be unapologetically ourselves and accept ourselves for who we are and put love first and make ego the enemy. I adore her and I want her hair, but we'll get into that soon. So thank you so much for taking the time to do this. I know you're a very, very busy woman, and I'm one of your biggest admirers, I would like to say. Although some of your fans might be like, no, you're not. And it's so funny because I got one of those Facebook, oh, remember this memory thing on my phone just yesterday. And it was exactly a year ago that I met you at the Empower event. I don't know if you remember this. It was very brief. Do you? Was it the? It was
do, but I wasn't sure if it was the Empower event or another event, but I know we met at an event though.
Yes, and I did manage to get a selfie with you. And so Facebook was like, oh, remember this? You know how it does that. And I was like, oh my God, that's so weird. That's exactly a year ago.
I mean, wow. Yeah.
How, like, I think it's, all is meant to be.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I don't doubt it.
Yes, yes.
The biggest epiphany was knowing that I had incarcerated myself in my own head. That's where it started. And how these different things would happen in my life, and I would always blame other people or incidents or just luck or just, whatever, call it whatever. And at a time I found out that I am the common denominator in all this, and all these failed friendships and relationships and complaints and, depression and everything. So I got sick and tired to the point where I just did not want to do the same things over and over again anymore. It was really a cycle and a pattern that I wanted to break. So Unchaining Me was born out of that struggle, and then what I found out about myself, my brain, the way my brain works, the soul, how my culture, with all its great things, domesticated me in ways that my soul didn't agree with, and it didn't sit well with it. So there was this fight going on within me, this struggle that was showing up in pretty much everything I do, or I did, or didn't do, really. So Unchaining Me was born out of that. It felt like being free. It felt like I could tell anything I've done in my life, any thing that used to cause me so much shame, so much sadness. What would she say about me? What would they think about me? I could tell that to 1,000 people and not feel caged anymore by it, not feel defined by it. So it started from that, and then from noticing that many other people were living in those self-constructed cages, especially women. Oh my goodness, especially women. We have so much guilt and shame, and just it's almost like we suffocate ourselves from existing. So we're in these different cages. So I used to just scream and pray for my purpose to drop from the sky. I used to tell myself I wanted to be a writer. I was very good with languages from a young age. So I used to blame my dad for it. Like, he didn't let me pursue this dream. He told me I had to study and be a doctor. But then come to think of it, what was I gonna write about? If I wrote
at that time,
right at that time, I had no content. Right. So I said, thank you, life. Through the caging and uncaging, the chaining and unchaining. Now I know what to say. Now I know what to write about, how to do it, where to do it, and who the audience is going to be. That's how Unchaining Me was born. The first one was The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle.
Yeah, love that one.
Oh my goodness. Where there was a part where he said he was trying to commit suicide. He was thinking of committing suicide. He was so tired, so exhausted, which I was like, he's talking about me. Like, that's me. Yeah. And he said, I can't live with myself, or he thought. And then he said, there's two of me. Like there's the I, and then there's the self that can't live with the I. So what's going on there? That was such an eye-opening moment for me as I read it. Because yes, I had those struggles. I can't live with myself was a common theme in my thoughts. That was one. And then the four agreements. The four agreements really pinpointed what negative agreements I had accepted as my own, but they really weren't. So it gave me the comfort to doubt what I thought was, you know, can I do Guramaili, by the way? Can I add a couple of Amharic points?
Of course, please do.
What I thought was,
you know, we're a blend of things.
right. What I thought was like something you don't question, you don't touch. So going through those agreements, and I found out, oh my God, yeah, I did believe this about myself. But is it really true? No, it's not. Who said it was true? Okay, so and so said it was true, but they didn't know any better. It may have been true for them. It may have been true for their culture, the time that they grew up in, but not for me, not now. So the four agreements really gave me that map, really out of my unconsciousness. And The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, and the four agreements was by Don Miguel.
I have my favorite one I heard a few days ago was the one about pain, and what you said about how pain is inevitable, but suffering is a choice. Girl, I said, oh boy.
Amen to that.
Amen to that. I'm telling you, I was just like, this is blowing my mind. Because I was actually having a very stressful morning. I was so stressed. I had, the whole thing in my throat and my body. And I was like, let me go for a walk. And then I just put, your podcast on. I was listening and I was just like, oh my God, it literally unchained me. Like it freed me. By the end of that episode, I was free because I realized that I'm never going to get away. I'm never going to get rid of the pain. The pain will always be there, but it's about how do I stop myself from cascading into the suffering by pulling back. Yes. And it was just like, oh my God. Has anyone called you the Oprah of Ethiopia yet?
I'm confused about that avenue, because I also tell myself, like, I'm doing something similar, and of course she's amazing, and then deep down I'm like, I want my own identity. I don't want to copy anybody, right? But of course she's a trailblazer, and of course I look up to her, of course, but maybe one or two people.
I knew it, and it rhymes. The Oprah of Ethiopia. I mean, yeah. And so you probably need a talk show, but we'll see what happens in the future with that.
We'll see how everything unfolds.
Again, to say thank you, for everything and who you are. The other time I saw you, and in fact, I think the first time I ever heard about you was on the Helen show, when you came with your beautiful pregnant belly out to here, and your gorgeous husband, about blended families.
Yeah.
Loved that. It was me and my mom were sitting there, and we were just blown away. Again, because it is so unheard of to have a healthy blended family in our culture. Can you please tell me about that?
The blended family sharing thing was so important for me to do, because it was one of the things I was afraid of. The man of my dreams, the love of my life, but I was so afraid of being a stepmom. And I was asking myself, like, am I looking for, am I in love with a divorced man with kids because I'm thinking I don't deserve better because I have a child? There was so much that came when he came into my life. But through it, I found out how much more I can love. Because you think you can only love here or here, and then just so much, only if you have the child yourself or if you spend X amount of time with them. But it showed me how kids can actually lead the way if you let them, because they're loved. They don't know anything else. They don't have the BS of who did what to who and how long did the marriage last and how soon did one move on with someone. They don't. We corrupt them as they grow older, which is sad, but that made me determined to raise them consciously. And it also showed me the need in our community to talk about it.
Spill the beans.
Accept those friendship requests on Facebook. Don't act like, oh no, accept that guy. See what he has to say. Don't make assumptions about people's journeys, about what they can offer you or not. And kick fear aside. Kick fear to the side. Fear cripples relationships, especially in the beginning. But I allowed love to change me in a good way, to be more vulnerable, to be more open, to see him as a complete human, not just this machine that's supposed to come make me happy, prove me right, or prove me, whatever, in whatever way. But I allowed him to be human with all the negatives that he brought. And I also understood that I brought a whole lot of baggage too, as great as I thought I was even at that time. So very long, but I would say give love a chance and suffocate that fear.
So and the other thing I'm getting is, if I keep saying Idris Elba lookalike, Idris Elba maybe.
Again. Oh my God, anything sweet in the fridge. Fizzy drinks. I love fizzy drinks. And as a pregnant woman, I feel bad admitting it, but just how it burns my throat. And how just I look forward to it burning my throat and then go, ooh, that I would have to say that's my guilty pleasure. So deep conditioning is key, and I love trying out a lot of deep conditioners. Did you ask for a styling product, or am I here? You did. Bookleam. It's a UK-based brand. I love it. I tried it when I was there, and now my husband's ex sends it to me, and I love their products. But their deep conditioner is amazing. And I'm about to try. I've heard so many good things about Briogeo. I haven't tried it yet, but their deep conditioner apparently is to die for. They have a new one, avocado infused one that they just released, and I heard very good things about it. But yeah, keep calm and deep condition. Like my past self, who straightened it all the time, chemically, heat and everything, because it came from the inside of not liking how I looked if my hair wasn't straight. I was marketed to.
How you looked.
And
you
that
are
way.
Absolutely gorgeous. And this is the thing.
Now I know.
Perspective is so warped, right? Like this is exactly the point. Sometimes now that I'm older, I'll catch myself when I've got that negative thought like that. When I go, oh my God, why do I have no booty? And then, I'm like, wait a minute.
Want to share? Because I'm like, why do I have a big one?
I do want to share, by the way. But honestly, I'm just like, what? And then now I'm old enough to know I can stop myself from, going into and go, you know what? I'm beautiful. I'm perfect. I'm fine. There's nothing wrong. If I say that to anybody else who knows me and cares about me, they're going to be like, are you dumb? What's with you? We have to kind of, stop ourselves from, it's like that thing about suffering. When it happens,
we don't even, don't take anything personally. They're saying it because of them and their programming and their pain and what they choose to see. And if you think you can be for everybody, that's your demise. I know I can't be for everybody. Some people will not get my message. They won't be at that fertile place to hear it, to need it, to want to try it. So I take on whoever is. I'm grateful for those people. I'm thankful to be used as a vessel to share these things that changed my life, and call it a life that way. That's what I would say.
Beautiful. Tiemert, I love you.
I love you too, sister.
You hugs too. You know how Oprah talks about how she gives a hug and it's like a special kind of energy. You do those, because I got one from you at the Empower event.
Oh, I love hugs.
Thank you
so
much.
Heldana. Thank you for what you do. I appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Take care. Have a great weekend with the whole
You too, my dear.
Bye.
You too. Bye-bye.